Hey folks, welcome to Mindful X 365. I'm Justin McBride and I'm stoked. I just got done recording another video, a podcast, depending on how you're checking this out, about what Mindful X is and how Mindful X came to be. If you haven't already watched or listened to that, highly recommend checking that out. That'll give you a little bit more background on how this all came to be. Now, what is Mindful X 365? Mindful X 365 is a daily series where we will consider quotes, concepts, and contradictions that can support us on our journey of experiencing life mindfully. So, what is this going to look like or sound like? Well, every day we will have something new to consider. Some of those quotes, concepts, contradictions will be things that I think of, especially over the next couple weeks. But I hope to start incorporating more of your quotes, concepts, and contradictions that you want to offer up. So please, after this is over, head on over to www.mindfulx.net. That is our community, which is completely free, completely ad free as well, where you can connect with other people that are interested in experiencing life mindfully. You can share your own ideas, tips, techniques, and learn a lot from others as well, which I hope to learn a lot from what you all have to contribute. So head on over there. There's a channel. If you go to the menu, it'll just take a minute or two to click around. It's pretty intuitive, but there's channels just like there are on other platforms that you might be familiar with. That's called MX365. And that's where you can offer up your ideas on things that we should consider each and every day. We'll probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes on most of our episodes considering these. Sometimes we may incorporate a little bit of mindfulness meditation or intentional breathing or other methods that I like to use to center myself. And you're always invited to join in on those. Honestly, they're really for me. And Mindful X 365 is kind of for me too. It's an excuse that I'm forcing myself to do something each and every day relating to mindfulness because I've told you I will. So if I'm doing that, I have to. Now, spoiler alert, some of these will be recorded before the actual day that they post. But nonetheless, they will be pretty timely and hopefully address things that are going on in the world at that moment. So if you're somebody who likes to do daily journals or have a daily podcast or a daily video to get your to get things going, this is definitely something that you can use for that opportunity. Or if you just want to wait a week and binge on them like I do on certain daily podcasts and videos, that's totally okay. How you choose to interact is also up to you. We'll be on YouTube and we'll be on a number of podcast platforms, but we'll also be on our mindfulx.net platform. That is really the place that we will spend more time interacting with people who watch and listen to Mindful X 365, but we'll also do our best to check out all the other platforms where you might be seeing this as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. Today is the first day of 2021 when I'm recording this, when this will post. And it's also the first day of Mindful X 365. And also the first day that isn't 2020, which I think for more people, that is a bigger thing to consider or think about that's on your mind. Is not that it is 2021, but that it is not 2020. And so what I would like to consider today, it actually is something that comes from myself, something that I was thinking about earlier today. And let's see if I can get my own quote right. It's been a few minutes since I thought about it. Just because something's in the rear view, does that mean it's truly behind us? And I'll say that again. Just because something's in the rear view, does that mean it's truly behind us? I'll give you a few moments to consider that. I'm going to actually take a few intentional breaths myself. Invite you to join along with me as I take a couple intentional breaths. I like to close my eyes because I get stimulated by things visually a lot, so it helps me to focus. Just kind of close my eyes, make sure my head is above my shoulders, and whether I'm sitting on the floor, standing up, or sitting in a chair, just try to be upright, sitting kind of, I guess, dignified, but not like stressing myself out to stand up super straight or sit up super straight like a soldier. Just kind of being comfortable yet dignified. And my intentional breaths consist of about 4 to 5 seconds of a controlled breath in, holding it for a moment, and then a controlled breath out, again, taking about 4 to 5 seconds, and then pausing before I take the next breath. I do that a few times, and then it helps me kind of be centered or a little bit more focused for whatever comes next. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold for just a moment, and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now on your own, breath in. And out. Let's do a couple more. Last one. All right. Never fails. Actually, that's a lie. Sometimes it fails. But it never fails when I actually take intentional breaths and I actually focus on the breath. It never fails to reset where I'm at. Now, depending on where I'm coming from before that, that may look different. But I almost always end up a little bit more focused in a couple notches down in excitement level from wherever I was at. And sometimes a couple notches up if I started, I guess, a little lower. So again, what we're considering today is the quote from myself. Just because something's in the rear view, does that truly mean it's behind us? And when I think about that, and the reason I was thinking about it is because I, like many of you, am pretty excited that 2021 is here, but more so that 2020 is behind us. But is it really behind us, or is it just in the rear view? Because if something's in the rear view, guess what? You have the ability to turn around and look over your shoulder, right? It's not hard to do that. Actually, in a car, when you're learning to drive, they recommend when you back up, turn around and look so you can get a better view. So just because something's in the rear view doesn't mean that it's metaphorically behind us. It's just literally behind us. How we choose to turn around and look at what's behind us is up to us. And whether we do that non-judgmentally with judgment, whether we do that with hate or joy, with intentionality, or just ruminating on the past, that's also up to us. And so I encourage you that as you move forward with anything new and you move forward with 2021, don't be afraid to look in the rear view and look over your shoulder. Heck, sometimes get out of the car and take a few steps back and check out what's behind you, because we can learn a lot from what's behind us. That doesn't mean we need to reactivate all the pain and the hurt and everything that's there, but it's okay to be aware of that pain and that hurt that was there, and to be aware of when certain things in our present reality, I guess, are being impacted by that. And I understand that some people have very traumatic experiences, and myself included. I was in the military and I got deployed to Iraq, and I've had certain things that have taken me quite a while to become aware of how they impact me, and how we all respond to certain traumatic events, and what we even consider traumatic at all is different for everyone. So if you need the help of another human, or professional support, or just somebody who's a good friend that you can trust to help you work through some of those things in the past, I recommend that you call on that, right? This conversation is not a substitute for any kind of um, professional help that you can get anywhere else. But I do think that there's a lot of benefit in self-reflection that we can find. So, anyways, that's about all I got for today. Again, the quote was, "Just because something's in the rear view, does it truly mean it's behind us?" Again, I'm Justin McBride, and until next time, remember, mindfulness is only a few intentional breaths away. And breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breath out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in. And out. And now on our own, breath in.